Welcome back, Fantasy Endgame community. I'm Pierre, here to give you my must-have pitchers for the 2022 baseball season. Let's start with some starting pitchers, including Julio Urias of the Dodgers. Now, this is a guy that won 20 games last year. He is still with the Dodgers. He is still in a favorable park. Good chance he's going to win a lot of games again. But the reason why I feel like I want to have him in my rotation is you know what you're getting, and that is a player who will not crush your ratios. He had a rock solid ERA, but also here's a guy who just doesn't get blown up a lot, doesn't give up those bad starts. Out of 32 starts last season, only 3 times did he give up more than 4 earned runs. Okay, so he's somebody who can be an anchor in your rotation. 94th percentile in walk rate. He doesn't get into trouble, and his xERA, his expected ERA according to StatCast, 87th percentile. So this is somebody who, again, doesn't get hit hard, but also he doesn't get into trouble a lot. He will not give you any of those bad starts, and he's somebody who will absolutely lead the way in terms of ERA, whip, and he's going to pile up strikeouts for you as well. All right, now a little later down, you want to solidify the middle part of your rotation. I really like Frankie Montas of the Oakland A's. Now he's somebody who his year-long stats don't necessarily jump off the page. He also made 32 starts just like Urias, but here's the difference. He got off to a rough start, especially his first couple of starts of the year, and he really settled down. If you look just at his second half, his ERA was 2.17 and his whip was 1.03. This is a guy who piled up 207 strikeouts, so you know he's dependable. He'll go out there and he will put the counting stats, but also you look at what he did with his ratios towards the end of the year. This is somebody who I think can keep advancing. What we saw last year out of him is he started to incorporate a couple years ago a split finger pitch, and that splitter usage doubled last year, and it was really effective. He gets a 51% whiff rate just on that splitter, so the more he uses it, the better it's going to be. He's already seen good results. You know, if we can see just a full normal season about Montas, no injuries, no suspensions, no nothing, I think he could really take another step forward. Still in his prime at age 28, so that's a guy I'm absolutely identifying at that round in the draft. All right, another second half surger from the 21 season. Believe it or not, Blake Snell is going later than Montas after the top 100 picks. And this is somebody who, again, got off to a really bad start. I mean, he was absolutely killing you at one point. But if you look just at the last 2 months, 1.83 ERA and 65 strikeouts in his final 44 innings. This is somebody who people will be down on, probably because they drafted him and were let down by him, probably because the year-end ERA looks really bad. But you know what? You have to buy into him. He's good to go for this season. The Padres still chasing a title, and so I think you absolutely need to get Snell much sooner than he's going. He's somebody I'm targeting because at the very least, he's going to help you lead the way in strikeouts, and I think the ratios will be fine. All right, let's go to an exciting young pitcher, somebody who was absolutely brilliant in his rookie season. That's Alek Manoah of the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, if you look at Manoah's StatCast page, it's what you love to see, and that is a sea of red, especially in expected batting average and expected slugging against in the 89th percentile there. Batters were only expected to hit 199 against him. That's pretty impressive for any pitcher, much less a rookie. He's got the pedigree. You know, he's going to be a chance to be a frontline starter on this squad that hopes to compete again. Now, it's going to cost you a little bit more, if you want to take a chance on him as being your second, third starter. You're going to have to spend a pick inside the top 100, but he's absolutely worth it. He hasn't even scratched the surface of his potential yet. So look for Manoah at that point, around pick 86 in drafts these days. All right, and then the final pitcher that I absolutely want to walk away with in almost every draft possible is Zach Gallen, the former Marlin, now Diamondback. He's a player who got off on the wrong foot before the season even began, started out on the injured list and then back again later. Different issues each time. This is a player that we know has a talent. It was injuries basically wrecked his season because even when he did pitch, he wasn't right, and it just wasn't a good season for Arizona. I tell you right now, you're not going to get a lot of wins. Probably only won 4 games, 4-10 last year. Probably not going to pile up too many, but if you're in a league that uses quality starts, you absolutely have to bump him up. Even with the injuries, he still held solid with a 26% strikeout rate. We know he can get batters out. The year before, when he was healthy in 2020, he was top 10 in the National League in ERA and batting average against. We know this is a guy who can be a solid mid-rotation piece on a fantasy team. We kind of have to excuse last year because the injuries and the bad team context wrecked things. He should be good to go for next season. Again, it was wrecked from the start. He'll be fine in 2022. Don't undervalue him. I absolutely would take a chance on Gallen every time. All right, those are my must-have starting pitchers for 2022 drafts. Don't forget to check out the hitter edition too. Keep it locked here in the Fantasy Endgame. Here to help you all off season long to prepare for your fantasy baseball draft and win. All right, thanks for watching.